Welcome back to Scrapyard Pirate's Life, everybody. 2026 redo. Um, wow, we got a lot done this last episode. So this episode, we got a lot more to do. Jericho Flats, a whole lot of markers for all kinds of things. It looks like. Wow, and we have that unknown stash beacon over there. Don't know what that's all about. Hey, thanks for joining me. Alright, so we've got, well, we got oxygen right here. I wish we had an air tank. We could fill up our thing. At least we got oxygen right here. Oh, snap. You know what we need to do? Before we go running all over, let's see, we need to have some sort of food stuffs. Do we have food anywhere in here at all? Yeah, right here. Alright, let's get some food. We're gonna load up on some kelp crisps, like 20 of them, because we're gonna be working a lot out here. And I'm thinking we want to keep eating. Alright, so let's go ahead and close that up. Oh, it's a bright and sunny day out here in wherever the hell we are. And there's the moon. Looks like we're gonna get smacked by a giant ball of ice. Alright, so we appear to still have, we're only 50%, huh, that's not good. Alright, so we got a couple of choices. We can go over to the Mayday, grab some more supplies, or we can check out that stash beacon. I'm not sure what that's all about. And it would appear that we also have the ever annoying Jericho Flats Colonial Base, which apparently always seems to be the nemesis. Hey, look at that, sunrise. Alright, let's see. Let's take a quick inventory of what we may or may not have here. Okay, we do want to find our base. Where are we going to make our permanent base? We got this nice little way station set up, but this is not going to be the primary base. So over here, let's see. Well, that is a bunch of stuff, but I don't know. Is that really where we want to be? We need to find some ice. I think let's go check out the stash beacon. We've got a 50% charge, so that should be enough for now. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I didn't think? Are we full or are we empty? Haha. That is the question, isn't it? I want to make sure we're all empty. Oh, actually, you know what? I just gotta do this and then see. Aha, yep, Just as I suspected. I don't want us to have a lot of materials because we're doing our reconnaissance. It's not necessary that we have material here to do this, so other than the ice, I don't see how we need anything else. Well, the survival kit can keep that just in case there's some sort of emergency. We need to fix something. I mean, that does make sense. Alright, cool. Alright, we got room in there for that. Great. Okay. And we have our beacon in place right here. Now, I want to set that beacon. Let's see. First of all, we're going to name this. Let's see. What are we going to call this place? Well, let's call it, well, this is where we crashed, so we'll just call it Crash Substation. There we go. Perfect. And then for the control panel for our little beacon, where is it at? There it is, round beacon. We'll do the same thing. Crash Substation. I think 20 meters should be sufficient. I don't think that we're going to go more than 20 clicks out. Highly unlikely. So that should give us a good way home. I am going to turn off this. And there we go. Let's go. Alright, let's go the 2 clicks this way and see what we can see and maybe find out what that beacon is. Is there a cliff here? Is that what's going on here, or no? Okay, good. Trying to find out what this stash beacon is. Sounds interesting. Something a little different. Uh-oh. Okay, so we are... Oh, there's the Division 5. I remember that. Oh, there's an iron outcropping down here. That's kind of cool. Okay. Still, we're looking for a good place to make the primary settlement. Well, there's a lot of good materials down here. Wow. Okay. Not that there's a huge amount of stuff we're going to be mining ores for, but since we are a scrapyard, but basic nickel, iron, silicone are all definitely on the table for us. And wow, okay, so apparently this thing is over here on the other side of the mountains. Okay. And we don't care about gold because there's absolutely little we can do with that. However, we do look for magnesium for munitions, so basically those 4 really make a difference. Cobalt we can't do much with, any of those, so any place that we set up, it would be nice if it's really close by. We're going to try to go up these mountains if we can and see what that stash beacon is. I don't know exactly what we're going to get into with that, but we might as well explore it. It's something new, something different. Go up these mountainous rocky terrain here and see what we can see. I reckon it's going to be a bit more of a challenge when we're loaded up with materials. Who knows, maybe we'll find a really awesome little base location. There are a few of those out here. Okay, we got nickel. Oh. Ooh. Okay, this could be a really... What is that other ore? It's not telling me what that is. I see the marker for it, but I don't know. But this is nickel iron. This is 2 of the ores we can use to build our basics. Oh, it's cobalt. I don't care about the cobalt, but the iron and the nickel. Now that's useful if they're both with each other. That's definitely useful. Okay, let's keep going over this. We might end up doing a base on this mountainous terrain, honestly. It seems like it's got some really good ores in here, which could make for a very, very useful base location. We could do some mining directly from here. Alright, why am I... Okay, this is weird. I feel like it should be right up here somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. It should be 700 meters this way. That's weird. Okay, Uzi's out just in case we need it. Now it's reading as an unknown, so wonder what kind of ore we got here. Ooh, magnesium, silicone, and nickel right here. Okay. You know, this is one hell of a view, though. If we set it up, we would have just... Look at that. Okay. Calm down. Out of breath from climbing these mountains. Well, it's gonna make driving fun. Good gravy. We're gonna need an aircraft. Because this is like crazy. We're going 2 clicks and it's very mountainous. Okay, 300 meters in closing. Oh my gosh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is that, what is that? Is that what I think that is? That looks like grass. Oh, we might want to actually come over here and do our base over here somewhere. What in the hell? Okay, we're gonna clear that out of the way. Alright, it looks like... looks like a structure of some kind. I don't see any guns on it. It's the bottom of this cliff face. Got quite a view. Looks like, I'm gonna guess that's probably got ice. It's grassy. It's an open plateau there. Huh. Alright. Well, we're gonna come down and we're gonna come at it from this side here and see what we see here. What in the heck? Alright, it does have a turbine. There's an antenna right there. Alright, just checking to make sure nothing's spawning in to attack me or something. Alright, let's see here. It's quite a view. I'm not gonna lie, that is an awesome view. If that's ice over there, this might be the best location, is over here somewhere. Now, one rule I have is that I gotta make my base from scratch, so it's not like I'm gonna be taking it over, but... Alright, looks like it's an antenna. I don't see any weapon systems, though. Doesn't mean there isn't any nearby, though. Alright. Okay. I'm ready. Okay, it looks like whatever the stone is like totally buried it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a walkway right in here. Gonna have to do some excavation here. Okay, that looks like a door. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. Alright, what was this? Oops, not good. Ah. I'm gonna damage the heck out of this if I keep at it. But it's so damaged anyway, I don't know. Wow, this rock really encased this thing. It's like, it must have been like sand that came in and just like solidified or something. Who knows? A lot of things can cause sandstone like this to form into it. Alright, well, there's glass right here, and that right there is... Okay, can I even... Alright, that's useful, because I can't make glass, so yeah. Goal here is to poke around in here, see what we can salvage. Alright, looks like a standard deal. Oh. Looks like that's more glass. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what we damaged. Alright, we're gonna turn this over and see what that is. Okay, that's got a window. We'll take that and that. Okay, both of those have got glass, so that's good. And I damaged this bathroom. Nuts. Alright. This is an armory. Anything in there? Nope. Of course, it might have just fallen off. Oh, what's this? A kitchen? Maybe there's some food in here. I mean, we got some food. I'm not gonna lie, it's good that we got food, but... No, that's it. No evidence of anything sneaking up on us. Alright. Pressing on. Okay. Well, we got lighting. This is really... I'm like... It's like a... Aha! What's that? Ooh. A locker. Oh, nice! Okay. That's definitely a win. We'll definitely take that. Just out of curiosity, I want to make sure. That's what I thought. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know why it was like that. Oh, it just made me wonder because I went and that went beyond what I thought it was going to go. So we're not going to take any components from this. So I'm going to actually destroy it. Because it was not intended to, I wasn't intended to be able to be doing that sort of thing with that. I don't remember what I was doing in creative. I think I was going through deleting a bunch of loose stuff that was underground. You have to go through sometimes and fill in voxel or get rid of grid that's underground, because you don't want to have a situation, ooh, let me take that, where it slows down your game. And you guys know that, and sometimes I just don't remember to do what I gotta do. Okay, so these beds sometimes will have stuff in them. I'm hoping I cleared away enough that I can get an idea of the square. Nope. Yeah, once it falls in the voxel, it's gone anyway. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's anything else up there. No. Well, we got glass here, so we'll take that. I want to make sure I don't overload myself. Oh yeah, stone. Don't need that. Alright, let's see what's down here. Okay, it's a big area back here. Or are we beyond the building? Oh look, here's a timer block. Okay, well, timer block's nice. I think we're just going to go ahead and scrap all the material we can get from this, but a timer block has computer components, construction components. Those things are all things that we can actually make with the survival kit, so that's not quite as critical as getting a hold of every pipe we can get, because we can't... Pipes are something we can't make. because that would fall under the kinds of things that you get from an
Energy
assembler.
low.
Okay, that's not good. Alright, do we have enough material that we can... Yeah, we can make a chair. Alright, let's go ahead and hop over here. Let's make a little bosun's chair, and then that way we can go ahead and set us up with a little bit of recharge capability. And while we're at it, we'll eat a little bit of our crisps too. Our little excavation here. Well, this was it was an interesting find. I didn't see anything that was really too terribly exciting so far, although finding 3 power cells was a huge win, as well as the Gatling ammo, because that's going to provide us with some ammunition, obviously, but also more importantly, those 3 power cells are definitely going to be useful for either a battery or some more hydrogen engines. Now, if that is what I think it is down there, the grassy part, I think that's a perfect spot for us to set up for a base, honestly, because we'll have fuel for power and for air, and that's kind of really important. All right, I'm gonna keep pressing it. Not sure what we got here. That was a window. Looks like that's a window too, so we'll take the glass there. Looks like this is probably a chair. Oh wait, is that another window? Okay, so not sure what that is, but okay, this looks like a window here. You know what we can use this for, really, more than anything? I think we got enough glass. Yeah, we got 126. We got enough glass we could actually get a couple of algae farms set up, and that'll give us renewable energy. Okay, that's that. Okay, I think we've pretty much salvaged everything that we can get out of here that we want right away. Oh snap, there's a battery here. But we can't take their power cells, so that's not going to be helpful. That's weird. It's a string of rocks. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, we got a shower. We'll take the 2 pipes from you. That's the bathroom. There's no pipes or anything in there. Ah, we'll take those pipes off of you, though. And then, of course, out here, we got all kinds of pipes on you guys. Alright, that's gonna be good pipes right there. Alright, so that's good. Okay, took those pipes there. What do we got here? Anything good? No, no. Ooh, look at that glass. Yes. Uh-oh, are we full? Oh, man, we are full. Oh, well, I think dropping the scrap metal would be definitely in order. Yep, can't take any more of that stuff, so. No, I think it's a pretty good haul, honestly. Alright, so... yeah, run low on O2, but I really wonder if that... I bet that looks like... well, here's the thing. I think that over there is water under the grass, but how in the heck are we going to get the thing there? I'm not driving it down this cliff, that's for sure. I can barely climb it myself. Oh man, it's really tough. It's like rock. I'm doing some like serious rock climbing here. Cliff climbing, there we go. First of all, that would be the worst spot for a solar panel setup, would be on the edge of a cliff. Holy mackerel, it's like right up the mountain, man. Alright, so it would crash us if we jumped off the edge there, that's for sure. Okay, so let's take a look over here, okay. Yeah, look at it way out there. I mean, that would be that looks like the perfect spot out there to have a base, but good gravy. How do you drive out that way? You know what we may have to do? We may have to have a flyer. We may have to set up our base over where the ores are, and we may have to fly out that way to get our ice. Because I just don't see us climbing over this mountain with our vehicle and surviving it. And we still have materials at the we still have a bunch of materials to get at the wreckage over there, as well as the substation. So we may have to set up a second substation over there, which will be for the fuel. Call it a fuel substation. So ultimately, I see us having like 3 different bases: our primary scrap base, and then the other. Okay, where is our vehicle at? Let's see. No, here we are. Wait. So that is the aerospace research facility there. Colonial Flat. Whoa, the Jericho Flats Colonial Base, only 10 clicks that way. Huh, okay. And there's our substation way out there, and we apparently parked. Wow, I really went far. Alright, well let's go back over here. I mean, there's still plenty of areas to explore over that way. Wow, it is a seriously blue sky, guys. Good gravy. Couldn't ask for a bluer sky, honestly. Gotta get in here and get some O2. Alright, let's drop our loot off here. Not bad at all. And really, I mean, the only other thing we could take would be the pipes and stuff on the antenna, and then there's always the well, we took out the oh man, I don't know that the antenna's gonna pop back up again. Oh. Well, we know the general location of where it's at, so alright. We're gonna head back down to check out the other direction. Woo. Easy. Yeah, that was close. That's why I need to get an aircraft. Alright, so we have nickel, cobalt, a whole collection right here. I'm gonna go look on the top of that mountain over there. Let's see what's underneath the moon, because that thing is like, oh my gosh. Oh wait, what's that? Is that like rock, or is it? Yeah, it's just a rock. Alright. I mean, that thing is like big and big. Alright, we're gonna go climb another mountain and see what's on the other side of this. Because you never know, we might find something on the other side that is better. And then we have to figure out how to get over there. Yep, out of breath. It's a nice jaunt up here. Alright, what's on the other side? Let's see. Wow. Well, there's some more patches over there, it looks like. Okay, so there's the substation. If we go past the substation this direction, actually, if we go around that mountain on that side, we could actually make it over to there. I don't see anything of interest down below there. But that could be water locations there. And that could be worth a check out. So let's go to the other side, take a look out this way, get good visibility out here. And I don't know what that is over there. That's probably a big ore patch. I don't know what's beyond that ridge line over there, so that's something to check. So this episode, really the big deal right now is we're doing some reconnaissance because, oh yeah, because you kind of need to. Okay, what do we got up here? Anything super nickel, silicone? Huh. You know, the thought did cross my mind about putting the entire base on the top of a mountain. That could be a thing. Alright, let's take that off so we don't fall on our face when we come down here. I just feel like if we set up the main base next to these mining locations, we can at least get a few basics. Alright. Alright, let's head this way. There's lots of ore on this planet, and that's nice actually. It's not so nice when you're doing a scrapyard game, when you're trying to find salvage, and there is salvage. We can still go back over there and scrap out all that metal and everything pretty easily, but we also have lots of scrap down in that chasm to get a hold of too. The trick is figuring out where we want to have our base. So now we know where that is. We've checked out that location. I still don't know what a stash beacon was, but apparently there's no stash there. So, okay. Alright. Let's go this way and see what we can see. We've got 9 hours on the batteries, so that's not a problem. Nothing's really jumping out at me as a good... I mean, we could go with a wide angle location that has, you know, I mean, this is, wow, here we go. Iron, nickel, and cobalt again. It seems to be a theme. Iron, nickel, cobalt seem to be all together around here. Wow, this has got, okay, this has got magnesium, silicone. Okay, if we set up right in the middle of this open field here, we'd be right between two ore locations. Huh. We could set up a drill rig on the left and a drill rig on the right. And we can set up our scrapyard to one side, and then our recycling setup on the other side, and live in the middle. Have a garage off the scrapyard section, just have it kind of penned in. Well, this is very sandy. Seems to be a lot of ore patches. This is a very ore friendly. No, 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 no! Oh, you mother! Oh, I hate it when that happens. Dang. Oh, that's not making me happy. Ah, no. Well, the battery's intact at least. Ah, alright. Let's see what didn't get... Oh, no. 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 Oh, no. That was our survival kit. No. Oh, man, that's not good. Ah, this has suddenly got a lot worse. I should have put that survival kit in the substation. I should have. Oh man, I should have. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this has become a lot more complicated. Alright. Dang. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Well, you know, it's not the first time. And it won't be the last time we've had a setback, but this is a big one because this means no dying, guys. Okay, well, back to the old let's flip it over game. Just don't mind me just tilting things. You know what it is? I was coming down, I was too top heavy with this build. Wow, you are really gonna need some serious weight to tilt you over, ain't I? Alright. Okay, well, here we go. And that is how we flip this thing back over. Oh, no, you don't. You can stop now. Okay. Well, that was sad. Alright. Okay. Alright. I see how this is gonna be. Oh man, that was dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. I was so focused on seeing what was up ahead, I didn't even see what was right in front of me. Oh man, that just... Ugh, alright. Okay. Yep, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna put this stuff in the back of this. Might weight things down just a little bit. Please. Well, this means that we will... You know what we're gonna do? Since we don't have... You know what? Since there's no more... Oh. You know what I just realized? Did we like not finish Those? Oh no. Oh, that's not good. How did we not finish those? Okay. There's no motors in there. Do we have any motors at all anywhere that we could salvage? Well, I think we filled up the tanks with this, so... We're gonna take the motors. Did we take the motors? Yeah, okay, good. Let's get a gyro first of all, which is what we should have done at the very beginning, which wasn't the brightest move. Then we're gonna, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move, let's move the engine up to here. Then we're gonna put another power, cell. Another power cell up here is what we're going to do. And that hopefully will provide us a little bit more stability and more balance, but I don't know, we'll see. We went went forward last time, so... And you can be turned off. And then let's see, do we have, yeah we do, okay good. And then we'll just slap another battery right next to this. Alright, well, hopefully that helps us with our problems. Did I lose anything that was useful? Nope, okay. Alright, let's drive on. Okay. Let's see, anything worthwhile up here? Any salvage, any ore rocks we want? Well, we got more iron, nickel, cobalt. Yeah, it looks like it's all pretty deserty up here. I don't see much of anything at the moment. I don't want to go crazy because we apparently have this problem of flipping. Alright, let's head back. There's a lot of good stuff here, but I feel like I want to make sure that where there's some sort of... Oh wait, is that... No, that's not it. I'm watching for subsurface ice. Because if we got subsurface ice, that's really a good thing. And I kind of wanted... Oh, what's that? What kind of rock is that? That's silver. Oh, I got all excited. Silver is not that important at the moment. Because here's the problem now. We don't have a survival kit. I can't make one without medical components. Oh man, we need to find some medical components. That's what we need to find. So we gotta be very careful driving. Alright, the Mayday's over there. I really didn't want to have to set up the base in the middle of the desert, but I think that's what we're going to end up doing. And then do some mining off of it is what we're going to end up doing, I think. But we're going to go by this gorge and we're going to take a look and see what we can see. Now, there may be water in the gorge. Which is definitely something to think about. So let's, we're gonna check this out. What's on this side here and see if we can get by. And we also want to check inside the gorge and see what it's like down in the gorge. Now, I did have some ideas if there was water in the bottom of a gorge to do a cross gorge elevated base. Excuse me, guys. The thought did cross my mind, but alright, we're gonna go ahead and park it here. We're gonna eat another crisp. And we're going to get out of here. Alright. So we're gonna go up to this ridge line, take a look out on the other side, see what we see. Okay, there's some ores there. Looking for any more salvage. Okay, looks like the gorge runs pretty far. Yeah, better. That'd be the last thing I need is a meteor storm beating the crap out of my stuff. Okay, it looks like the gorge empties out over there. Okay, was that it? Okay, well, we'll take that. Okay, it looks like there's some water down the bottom of the gorge in that spot there. I don't see any down here. We'll run up the gorge and see what we can see. We're gonna walk down here. I drive, but we're gonna go down the gorge, take the gorge all the way up. Huh, what's that? Gold. In modern day, I'd be like, oh, gold, but here, it's all about surviving, and you can't really survive on gold right now. Not in a scrapyard situation, at least, unless you find ingots you can utilize and then put in something, but... Okay. Okay, so it looks like this gorge actually opens up into... Oh, I bet this was... Okay, I figured it out. Okay, once upon a time, this planet had a river. This is where the river was. Once upon a time, this planet had a lake. That's where the lake was. Okay, I think I see how this is. Oh, crap. Hey, that's not good. Okay, gold magnesium. Okay, so that means that... Oh, man, that means to find a way down by car is going to be a pain. Okay. So we drive out this way all the way over here. Yeah, to get down into this is going to be almost impossible to do by vehicle because of the steep sides. We could build a base right across that out there. It'd be easy to do. But there's no I'd need ores and stuff like that, but if we did that, we could actually build a little vehicle that we could drive down there and pick up ice and stuff with if we wanted to. Build like a second vehicle. But if we did that, we might as well just drive that down in here, and then we'd have like a garage below and a garage above. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got here? Anything good? Nope. Just rocks. Okay. Wait. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. Ice. Ice. Oh. Okay. And there's ice in here. Right in here. Okay. Yeah, see, that's all ice under here. Alright, so this area here is... Oh, wow, look at that. There's all kinds of ice down in here. Look, see the dried riverbed, look. This might not actually be a bad spot. We got silicone. How far away? We're 1.64 from the crash substation. There's ice. There's a mountain over there. Let's see. Silicone. Alright, so this here is a silicone patch. Looks like it's all silicone here. Okay. well, we're definitely going to need to fly if we're gonna get anywhere around here, that's for sure. I think, guys, the best option is to set up our base in one of those locations over here. We know where there's ice down in this valley here, so flying down there is about the best way to harvest that. We can't really set up a... Oop, anything? Nope. I think we checked that already. It wouldn't make any sense to set up anything that's going to drill the ice because it's going to be shallow, I'm sure. Subsurface ice is usually not very thick in a vein. It may cover a large area, but it's not going to be very thick. And I notice I haven't seen any iron, seeing like cobalt and things like that, but yeah. And doing something that goes across the ravine here, though it would look really cool and it would be very doable. Unfortunately, there really isn't any nearby mining opportunities for us to get the basics that we can use our survival kit. Wait, we don't have a survival kit. Crap. Yeah, bit problem. Just a small problem. The survival kit isn't with us anymore, so yeah. The materials that the survival kit can go with, we could build from a basic assembler, but that's all we'd be able to build. So, what's over here? What ores are these? There's magnesium, silicone, nickel. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big setback for us, guys, is the lack of a survival kit. I mean, that's a big blow. Yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. Okay, we're gonna check something else out. I'm gonna jump out here. I want to see what this is. Is this... So there is ore over here on this side of the valley. Huh. There's no ice down in here though. But there is ore here, iron and such. Well, if we set this up here, if we set up a mining station here, and we mined these, like did something really big, large scale, and mined out the nickel and the iron, we could utilize that to build some of the basic stuff that the survival kit produces. I mean, I remember what all they are. Those are the only components we can build. And then we could set up a... It's gonna need a lot of iron, but we could do it. We'd have the iron run a setup on there, bring it up, bring it all the way across, up to the top of here. What, is there iron here too? Oh, snap. Alright, so this is all iron right here. Huh. Interesting. Can manual dig this. We set up our grid across there. But there's no silicone over here. You see, that's the other challenge, but we're not that far from the substation. But if we do that, we could actually set up a pretty cool base across the chasm. But do we want to do it here? That's the question. I don't usually like to go where the crashes are, but it's actually kind of a cool idea. And then... I don't know. Let's take a big scale view of our little pocket drone here. Looks like there's an ore spot directly up there. That's further back there. We could actually set up... There's an unknown distress signal on the other side of the planet, which apparently is only 17 clicks wide. I feel like we're on the moon of the moon here. Okay. So, here's what we could do. If we set up the base equal in the middle... God, that's going to be a long ways, though. Yeah. But if we set up the base in the middle, we can draw from... We could set up a big drilling rig over where the iron and nickel is. We can access the ice on the other side with a walkway down that we can just set up a you know, like a little small rover, something small that runs on hydrogen energy, and just drive it down there and back. Leave this one up here for when we want to do overland stuff and recover things from the substation. Yeah, this is doable. We could really do this, guys. I like this idea. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to break some ground here. And we're going to do it using the materials down below. So let's, I want to check to see what we're doing on energy. Okay, we're at 50%. That's good. We'll leave this right here. Yeah, because I'm thinking... Let's do it. Alright, so we're not going to tackle you yet, although I'm very curious to know what's going on in there. We're going to take this stuff off here. Okay. What do we got? No steel plates really in here. We do have enough for a battery, which is good. Taking a quick assessment. We've got some ore already on hand. Okay, good. This is good. This is a really good start. So how are we gonna do this? Because this is gonna be a very unusual base. I don't really have a lot of experience doing bases that involve basically what boils down to suspension. So let's see here. I don't even know if it's even feasible, but we're gonna give it a go. Alright, so I guess we're gonna draw from this one. And it looks like we might be doing it at night. so weird when it does that. When I do this, I think I'll start out with an I-beam across and then build off of that. Uh-oh. Better get up the cliff before I run out of juice. Where is that H2O2 gen? Oh, I can't get to it from that direction. I wonder if I've got... Do I have... I do have a hydrogen tank. It might be a smart move to get the hydrogen tank in here and pick up some O2 and H2. Let's see. Turn those off for now. Okay. So, I got a pretty good amount. I got about 600 of those, so now the trick is to figure out where is the point where I'm going to run my I-beams so I can set up this base. I mean, we could run it... Well, the thought did cross my mind to maybe run it directly across, but then on the other hand, if we ran it over a narrower spot, it would be better. But do we really want to have to run a pipe all the way back? We could. I don't know. You know what? Let's run down to the bottom here and let's take a look. Alright, so... Wow, there's iron down here? Okay. So let's see, run that up here somewhere, right about... This looks narrow enough. It's not too shallow. If we ran it here... It'd be 330 meters to the drill site. Don't know how many meters it'd be down there to get to the water. But like I said, we could just use something along the bottom here. Although it is pretty narrow. Oh, water. Here we go. Okay, well this is where the water is. So I'm thinking if we set up our base above it here, at the top, we get a view down the gorge. Let's take it straight up. $487 meters to get to the drill site. Probably comparable to go down the gorge. Of course, if we want views, we could go closer to the stream and then just run the pipeworks up the gorge to get to the drill. That's a long freaking pipe, though. That's a lot of piping. Might actually be better if we designed. Ooh, you know what we could do? What if we designed? I got an idea. Okay, I don't know if this will work, guys, but I have an idea. Okay, there's a lot we can do with this. Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, first order of business, we get back to the vehicle. We load up the vehicle with as much materials as we can. Okay. And then we're going to drive down to where the water is, and then we'll come back up this way and set up. So we're going to set up a drill set here, and then we'll run a conveyor line. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, guys. At the entrance there where it enters in, that's where it's flat enough, we can set up a place where we can drive out with a small vehicle. We'll set up the base down at the entrance to where the canyon is, and then we could run a conveying line or an I-beam up, and then set a drone on the I-beam that ferries back and forth and loads us up with ores that are drilled up by the drill. Either way, we could do that. So it might work, it might not work, but it's an idea we could try to work out. But the power cell problem might be a bit of a challenge, so we may have to use a lot of hydrogen engines. So that being said, there's a lot of available water out there. We might be doing some water mining. But that's what I'm thinking, guys, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's move down to the entrance to this, and this is going to be where we're going to... Whoa, easy, easy, easy. This thing is like really front heavy. I don't like it. I need to redesign this, guys. And this redesign is not going to include this very heavy... You know what the problem is? I think it's the cockpit, honestly. And you know what I should have done? I should have filled this up like I said I was going to, but you know what? We're gonna do it this way. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, so this is where... This is the entrance out to here. Okay. So this is the first mining location here. We'll probably mine this part out eventually. Probably to here, we mine out flat here. So this looks like a good spot. So let's go ahead and bring it up. Yep. Yeah, this looks good. I mean, it would be really cool to be way up in the... Because the thing is it's low enough. Yeah, this would be a good spot, I think. Now the question is what... Oh, look, silicone, magnesium. Right in this general vicinity. Nice. Well, we can set up a drill setup right here at this location, actually. Got gold, got silicone and magnesium. We need silicone anyway. Alright, perfect. So this is going to be it. We've just found our location, guys. So let's go ahead and set our I-beam in place. Let's see. We're going to go with this. And we're going to go with dust armor for the gray I-beam because, well, that's just how I roll. Alright. So, let's go ahead and do... I like to do gravity aligned placement just because, well, it makes sense to me. Alright, let's go with this, or should I? Yeah. Because we'll put another one on top of here. Or should I run it a little higher? Ooh, that's an idea. Alright, so it looks like that side's a little higher than this side, but... Okay, gravity aligned. Again, that's what I like. Alright. Alright, we're gonna lay it out. This is gonna be where our base is gonna be located, guys. We're gonna do a canyon spanning base. It's gonna be crazy, but we're gonna give it a go. Oops. Alright, so this proves that that side is definitely a lot lower than this side. Oh, that's not cool, because that means a lot of things. Okay, well, damn. Alright. Okay. Well, okay, so... Huh. Wow. And if we're going to do it from the top up here, we'd be doing it from right about here, actually. Huh. That's interesting. So I wonder if I want to do it that way then. Okay. Okay, so this is definitely lower than here, huh? So we're gonna go with here. And then let's see. Let's see, we want a intersect. And I'll run intersect across the side here. Okay, so got this across like this. I think this will be a good square area here. Go for a beam block here. And we'll do a beam block here. And what we're going to do with these things, we'll do supports on the bottom and everything too. But these are the beams that we'll use for the base support for the structures of the habitats, and we'll set them across there. We'll also set up our scrapyard and our refining processes and industrial area. A landing platform we'll need for the aircraft that we'll probably need, so we can get around this planet very quickly to investigate what's going on. But for now, well, we need to get this base set up. This is a lot of bars. Beams, I mean. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a seriously in the air kind of setup here. Good gravy, look at that. I mean, that's not small. Alright, so alright, let's get this down. Oh.
Fuel critical.
Ow. Yep, we now get this. Come on, I gotta get back over, get the vehicle over. Oh, okay. A little back and forth. You know what we might end up doing? I might just take that entire substation and tear it apart and bring it over. We may just have one single base instead of a multiple base situation. Alright, so let's get back into the thick of it here, and let's see, is our H2O2 gen on? I hope not. Nope, okay, good. Let's go ahead and open up one of these tanks. That way we get some good hydrogen in here. So yeah, this is we're going out like, we're gonna do pretty wide. Don't know that we need to go that wide. We'll see how it goes. So Alright, so do, 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 do. Alright, let's get this support down in here. Alright, so that's our first support element here. We'll get a second support, and then I think what we'll do is we'll set up some columns around it. Huh. Wait a minute. Huh? There's another stash beacon over here somewhere? Or did it just move? Okay, that's weird. It was on the other side when we investigated, so there's another one over here somewhere. You know, this is why we gotta get an aircraft. We need an aircraft, guys. This is crazy. Alright. Alright, let's see. Let's get some more food. Okay. So let's, we're gonna do the beam block across here. We'll do other support elements here in a little bit. Right now we're just getting basic framework in. I feel like that's really all we need. So I'm gonna put the beam block junction in. Alright, back over we go. Alright. Yeah, I think actually we don't need it to be any wider than that. If we need it wider, we can just extend it over the sides.
Fuel low.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks. I made it too wide. Oh man. Alright, it's so much easier when when that air tank is set. Oh my gosh. So much easier. Anyway. Alright, let's do this. I mean, it's a hell of a view. It really is. We'll have our driveway, our little garage on this end. All right. Alright, let's get a... We want a block junction. And then... a curve block. And then a regular beam block. So I can get the other leg in place for support. Then we'll do supports on the other side, and then we'll run supports across. Alright, there's that part there. Now, let's get the other part.
Fuel low.
Yep, I know. Wow. Now I feel like I want to go over there and see if I can find that thing. Alright, let's go get this, getting the rest of these supports in place on the ends here.
Fuel low. Fuel critical.
No. You think it is, but it's really not. Okay. Just getting the supports in place and dropping a block occasionally to make a lot of noise. There we go. Of course, welding this all up is going to take a little bit of time. Probably do that off camera just so you guys don't have to sit here and watch it, but you never know. That's okay, because we can set up a...
Fuel low.
Yep, I know. We need to set up the appropriate manufacturing facilities.
Meteor storm inbound.
Oh, good gravy. Really? Are we doing that now? We need to get one of those guns up here and get everything transferred over. Hopefully this thing doesn't do anything bad to my platform. That would really suck. All right. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that works out nicely. How much we got left? 480. Okay, good. I'm not going to weld it up yet because we might need those when we're putting in the platforms up above. So, let's not and say we did. Alright, so those are all going to be dusty steel. So I think that on top of that, we should do regular steel. And I think that we might... I'm trying to decide if I want to do a light armor block above it, or... Because we could do a series of... We could do them like this and make it all one floor. And that would work. But if we did it, it would look probably a lot cooler. As instead of doing it like that, we should put it on top. Do like a whole layer of stuff on top. If I did that, then we'd be putting solid blocks on top, another set of them across the top. But we could go with the smaller blocks in the middle, which would really be nice. And if we did that, okay, so probably, oh man, because now I feel like I've got to, well, no, yeah, we're gonna do exactly what I was gonna say. So let's go ahead and change our color scheme. Oops. To white or light gray. It looks like it's gonna be light gray. We don't really have white. So we'll do light gray, and let's do this kind of steel here, and then we'll do a light armor block. And then that'll go, ooh, good gravy. Let's not and say we did. That is horrible. That is so, oh, wow. Yeah, I thought battered armor looked a lot, I don't know, more battered than that. There we go. Now we're doing good. Okay, and then this is going to tie us in quite a bit into this whole thing too. And then what we'll do is when we come off this, we can do a ramp. Really? I don't know that those kelp crisps are agreeing with me. I think that's my stomach saying, no, we want something else, please. And then it looks like that side there. And then we'll go here on that. All right, there. Okay. And then what we'll do this is going to be very tricky, so let's not fall off, okay? Okay. It's gonna be a lot of steel putting this thing together, but that's okay. So the plan here is to make the platform and then expand off of that. Alright, now we go with this. Alright, so now this is where a little hydrogen will come in handy, because it will do this real fast with hydrogen, again, like we did before. Alright. This is gonna be... Gotta be careful, because
Fuel low.
I can't afford to fall down the hole. Because it would be a very quick end to the series if I fell down that hole. I don't know that there is any, I don't even know how that would even come back. So we gotta be very careful, guys. Alright, let's see here. It's gonna be a lot of plates. I don't even know if we're gonna find enough salvage to be able to fill it off, but the idea here is what I'm thinking, guys, is that we get the platform in place and then we build our structures on the platform and we build them in sequence all the way across, you see, with walkways. I mean, it may turn out to be a good or bad thing, I don't know. We may have to reinforce the legs with some more, with some thicker, heavier steel plates. I don't know. It all depends. Uh-oh. Looks like we ran out of steel plates, guys. Do we have more steel plates? Let's find out. We do. We have 109 more. And that is the extent of our plates. So we're going to have to go get some more plates. I'm going to drop those two things because we don't need them. Alright, I don't know if 100 plates is going to be enough, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to get close at least. And then, let's see here. We do need to get we do need to get one of those turbines in effect on there. I hope it doesn't disappear. I'm going to be not happy if we have to go back, get materials, and then it disappears. That is going to be so annoying if that's the case. Because Clang is really weird about unpowered grids. I've had bridges like this remain, and I've had them disappear too. I'm not really sure what the criteria is for it every single time, but it's really annoying when it does happen. Looks like it's getting foggy. All right. Okay, let's get out of here.
Fuel low.
Okay, and refill. Okay, cool. And then the last little bit we gotta do is right down here. Good gravy, stomach. Ha! Almost did it. Had 2 left. So this gives us lots of space here to be able to build on and set everything up, but it's also going to mean we're going to need a ton of iron to be able to accomplish this too. But the cool thing is we can set up our base, set up a place for our, actually, you know what I might do? You know, instead of doing that dip like that, I think we're going to change this up. Let's do this instead. Well, I'm just thinking, why do we need to have a ramp up when we're already on a hill surface? Makes more sense just to run it into the hill, and then that way when you drive down, it's there you are, you see? Now, do we have the materials to be able to do... I don't see any kind of motor, so hopefully... Alright, so we're gonna have to turn around, and it is foggy as all hell, so... We gotta turn around, and we're gonna head back. We're gonna go all the way to the substation instead of going and getting materials from those scrappy things down below, because the way I see it, we need to offload what's in there anyway. Wow, This is brutal, man. I can't see squat. Gotta keep this really slow and easy. Tell you what we can't afford is another... another roll. That would really mess with our day. I also don't want to drive off a cliff because I can't see where I'm going. Okay, it looks like that's off on the left. Okay, looks like we are only a click away from the substation. That's good, but we do want to get around this crevasse. Okay, I think we're past it. Alright. Wow, that was tricky to see by, guys. I didn't like that at all. Alright, let's get the rest of this cargo container set up, and then we're going to go ahead, load it up, and we'll head back out there and see about getting some basic essentials set up. We're definitely going to want a battery for starters. We're going to want a turbine. We're going to want something that we can sit on, and you know, some basic essentials. I just see all these ores over here and I think to myself, what in the hell, you know? Alright, so first of all, I'm going to cherry pick what I'm going to get because we've got some work to do. Okay, I need... Okay, we're going to need those. Do we got any interior plates? No, we don't. What do I need to finish this off with? Just computers, displays, and motors. Alright, no problem. We can do that. Oh, there's some motors. Oh, there's computers. I don't see displays. Hopefully it doesn't... It's not a deal breaker. Nope. Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. Go ahead and get this set up. Alright, now let's fill her up. Okay, we're definitely gonna need more steel plates, like crazy. Might as well take those two. We'll take all of those, that. Take the grids too. Take the glass. Let's see. Actually, we'll take all of the pipes. Take those as well. I'm gonna take take one of these. That way we can get a hydrogen engine if we want it. Alright, that's all we got for stuff in there. I'm not prepared to tear that down quite yet, so... So we'll swing by the, what don't we have in this gyro? You know, that's what killed us last time, was one of my gyros was toast. Okay, we'll have to figure that out later. Okay, so I think that's everything. Yeah, so that's really good. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call this an episode, guys. Next episode, we're gonna go down and we're gonna get a full load of supplies from the wrecks down below, and then we're gonna see about getting a small setup, kind of like this, if we can get set up in there. I'm actually gonna I'll take this one here, because we aren't going to need that there, and we'll take the rest of the kelp crisps, 10 of the veggie burgers, and 10 of the dumplings. That way we've got food. And did I see anything else? Yeah, I haven't needed it, but we'll grab one of the med kits too. And we've already looked at that. Okay, cool. So that's, we got those things. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those in the vehicle, and then we are going to go and call it a night. So let us go out here and drop these in here. There we go. Alright guys, a whole lot more to come. As you can see, we have quite a bit of different options going on. Another stash beacon has popped up again, or is it the same one? Nah, it's the same one. It just looks like in a different location. Okay, I thought it was a different one, but it's not. It's the same one. We're just going at it. We're just looking at it from a different angle. But that's okay, because we can still salvage materials from there, and I have a feeling we might need it. So anyway, there's a whole lot more to come, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next time on Scrapyard Pirate's Life. Bye!